In this example, we're going to be solving quadratic equations in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. The strategy in each case is going to involve factorising and then using the null factor law. Firstly, x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. Let's look for two numbers that multiply to 6 and add to minus 5. The obvious two factors here would be minus 3 and minus 2, because negative 3 times negative 2 is 6, and negative 3 plus negative 2 is minus 5. So our factors are x minus 3, x minus 2, and that equals 0. Well, the null factor law tells us we have two brackets multiplying to 0, so one of the brackets equals 0. So x minus 3 equals 0, or x minus 2 equals 0. And solving each of them, we get x equals 3, or x equals 2. Our second equation is x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 0, and you may recognize this as a perfect square. Even if you don't though, you can try and factorize it. Two numbers multiplying to 1 and adding to 2, well, there isn't much choice here, is there? It's going to be 1 and 1. So our factors are x plus 1 times x plus 1, and they multiply to give 0. And as I mentioned, that's a perfect square. We can write it as x plus 1 squared equals 0. Well, the only number that squares to give 0 is itself 0. So we write x plus 1 equals 0. And taking 1 away from both sides, we get x equals negative 1. Our final example is 10x squared minus 13x minus 3 equals 0. And here we have a is 10, b negative 13, and c is negative 3, so ac is negative 30. Two numbers multiplying to give negative 30 and adding to give negative 13 are negative 15 and 2. So let's rewrite that negative 13x as negative 15x plus 2x. Well, factorising the first two terms there's a common factor of 5x, and we're going to multiply that by 2x minus 3. And the last two terms don't have any common factors, so let's just put a 1 out the front times 2x minus 3. And now that has to equal 0. But now we do have a common factor of 2x minus 3, so we'll bring that out the front. And 2x minus 3 times 5x plus 1 equals 0. Therefore, according to the null factor law, either 2x minus 3 equals 0 or 5x plus 1 equals 0. So if 2x minus 3 equals 0, just adding 3 to both sides, we get 2x equals 3, and dividing both sides by 2, x equals 3 on 2. For 5x plus 1 equals 0, let's take 1 away from both sides. And now let's divide both sides by 5. So we're going to get our final solution of x equals 3 on 2, or x equals negative 1/5.